All right, Coach. First up is going to be Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports.
Hey, Monty. Los Angeles had quite the shooting night. Felt like you guys were right there, though, throughout the game. How would you assess the way the night went?
Yeah, I mean, you give up that many threes to the best shooting three-point team in the league. It makes for a tough night. And then you look at our numbers, we couldn't generate threes, and we certainly didn't make enough. But I was just proud of the way our guys fought and competed tonight. Coming off of last night's game, playing against a team like that that's sitting there waiting on us. And like I told our guys, we're going to get everybody's best every night now. And that's going to help us get to the next level for sure. But in respect to the game, we scored 47 points in the second half. Certainly not up to our standard, and we just gave up too many threes. Even the times when we contested the threes, they made some tough shots. I thought we could have run them off the line a lot better. It's not like they shot 40 plus they got 37, but they made so many of them. Made for a tough night.
To what you said about generating threes, it was 20 assists tonight, 20 assists last night. There was a lot working for you guys offensively in both games, obviously, but the secret sauce of your offense for the past 2 years has been the 0.5 stuff. So how would you assess just the way you guys have been doing that?
I thought we held it in the first quarter. I thought the second quarter was much better as far as they were blitzing Book, and that first pass out of that blitz, there were times when we held the ball instead of attacking. When we played with pace tonight, even off of misses or turnovers, and we got out and ran, that was the style of basketball that we're used to seeing. But you're right, there were times where the ball stuck a little bit, especially out of the blitz that they had on Book. When we played in 0.5 and got to the basket, we generated some shots, even if they weren't threes.
Next, we go to Sirat Sohi with Yahoo Sports.
Hey, Monty, how's it going?
Good.
I was just wondering, looking at the way that the Clippers came at Devin and DeAndre with those traps, if this game might be a roadmap to their next evolution as playmakers.
It's not the first time those guys have seen this. People have been blitzing Book since I've been here and before I came to Phoenix. So that's nothing new. Maybe, DA's seeing more of a crowd around the basket because he's been good and he's a willing passer. So that's not something I'm worried about at all. Those guys, DA will learn how to play in that environment, but it's something that Book has done pretty well.
Next up is Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic, and then Gina Mizell.
Hey, Coach, you was talking about that second quarter. You guys shot 82%, and only missed like 3 shots and four or five from 3. I was going to ask just, when I watched you guys play, whenever turnovers happen, that's always an issue for any team. You guys gave up 26 points off of that. Was that heavy legs? Was that Clippers defense? Was that not being in the offense? What do you attribute that to?
A lot of everything, but more than anything, their defense. They do a really good job of getting their hands on balls. They have a lot of guys that are 6'6" to 6'9". And Nicholas has been a good add on to their team because he plays the passing lanes. But we had way too many live ball turnovers. I think they had scored like 23 points off of our turnovers in the first half, if I'm not mistaken. I could be off on that, but it's one thing to turn it over, but to have live ball turnovers and they converted. And couple that with the threes, made for a tough night.
Just a quick follow. You mentioned Batum, but I was going to ask about Rondo. I didn't ask pregame. I forgot to ask, but how much of a difference maker is he when you look at what they already have, and then you add him as a guy as well?
He's a good player. I mean, everywhere he's gone, he's a lot like Chris in that way. Wherever he goes, he makes the team better. Tonight, I thought in the first half, we rushed to, run him off the 3-point line. He drove by us and was making plays. That's a coverage for us, coverage mistake. We know he can make a shot, but we certainly don't want him in the paint. But he's a smart player. He figures it out, and he's made them a better team.
Final 2 questions are Gina Mizell with Suns.com and Dave King.
Hey, Monty, you mentioned just reminding the guys tonight after the game that just you're going to get every team's best every single night from here on out. So when you kind of look at the totality of the last two nights, the big win in overtime against Utah, and then tonight's game, just kind of what do you hope the guys gain from it that sort of helps to progress you guys forward as you come down the stretch of the season?
Our young guys have to understand that those are the kinds of environments that you have to be comfortable in. Close games like that, when they know your plays, the other team knows your plays. Intense games, flagrant fouls. The officiating is, can't take you out of your game. All that stuff we talk about. For a lot of our guys, these last two nights were the first time they played in games like that. So you can only grow having experienced it. Mikhail, Cam, DA, even Book, these are really new games for those guys. And it's huge for us to have Chris and Jay and Langston and Etwan and some of the veteran guys we have that can help them navigate through these experiences.
Final question is Dave King with Bright Side of the Sun.
Hey, Monty. You've given a lot of credit to the Clippers in this, and rightly so. They played really, really well tonight. But do you feel like at all like the team lost a little bit, just getting tired in that fourth quarter? Shots were coming up short.
No doubt. I mean, I'm a no excuses, no explanation. I mean, that's just who I am. But I'm not crazy. I mean, to play a game like that, go into overtime like we did last night, and then have to come here and play against the Clippers like that, it's not the best scenario for any team. I did feel like we were not lethargic. We just didn't have the legs, and emotionally it's draining, but I really feel like our guys have to go through that. When you get to the playoffs, those are the kinds of games, those are the kinds of emotions that you have to learn how to deal with. So it's a good experience for us, but for sure, we were tired, especially in the second half.
All right, Book, first is going to be Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic.
And Devin, obviously, I know you don't make excuses. Was this a game, though, where you guys just ran out of gas?
You could say that. But like you said, everybody deals with tough parts of the schedule, especially this season. So, you can't use it as an excuse when everybody has to go through it.
Just a quick follow. Just big picture, you guys obviously have split this back-to-back, and much was made of it in terms of who you guys were playing. What do you feel like you guys gained from this experience? Because Coach was saying that, you got guys on the team that hadn't been in this kind of situation before. What do you hope has been gained from it moving forward?
Yeah, I think, we're just in that atmosphere. Those type of games where when the closest to the playoffs that you can get to, the top of the West matchup both nights. It's going to be a high physicality game against two teams that are going to be in the postseason. So, I think it's good for us to experience it and get these games under our belt so it doesn't catch us off guard down the line.
Next is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports, and then Nick Hamilton.
Hey, Book, you guys have been great about playing in 0.5 in Monty's system, but tonight there was only 20 assists. What did you see that wasn't working with the ball movement?
I think they switched a lot of actions, forced us to be a little bit stagnant with that. So I think if we cut a little bit harder and trust the offense and, move a little bit quicker with our cuts, our screens, when teams are switching everything, you have to punish them for that. And, we have some things to work on.
Next is Nick Hamilton with iHeartMedia, and then Dave King.
Hey, Devin, what in the second half especially, what made Kawhi Leonard so effective and really able to get through you guys' defensive stops and stamps?
He's a really, really good player. So sometimes, when guys get it going like that, you just have to limit the easy ones. That keeps the rhythm going for the tough shots that he made tonight. But both of them, Kawhi and PG, got to go on a little bit. But, that happens.
Final question is Dave King with Bright Side of the Sun.
Hey, Book, the last two nights you played, obviously with the Jazz and the Clippers, there's playoffs on the line coming up against these teams. You guys are, first, second, third in the conference. Are you thinking about that during the game that, hey, I got to think about how these matchups are going or how the game is flowing because of the future and you got the playoffs coming?
You want to win every game. Every time you go out there, you want to leave a message. In the playoffs, you're not going to be coming off a back-to-back, playing 40-plus minutes at night. So, that's where the difference is. But, I haven't been to the playoffs, so I can't speak on it so much. But, I feel like it'll be a little bit different.
All right, Mikhail, we're going to start with Dwayne Rankin with the Arizona Republic and then Kahari Jones Jr.
Yeah, Mikhail, obviously bounce back game for you. Had the foul trouble last night, and then you come back and get 20 tonight. Maybe take us through your mindset after the game last night and how you get yourself ready to play tonight.
I was fresh. There's no not to foul. Same thing I do every time before games is being ready, staying aggressive. Obviously, last game I couldn't because I was in foul trouble, so just limit my opportunities. But just to know, I'm happy we won. So that's the biggest thing. I wish I was out there more, but at the end of the day we won, so I was happy. And then we had another game, we had to get ready, prepare for it, and come and lock in.
Just a quick follow. As far as the turnovers, you guys have gone games where you hadn't shot the ball well from three and still won, but the turnover tonight, was that just, Clippers defense, you guys offense? What would you attribute that to tonight?
Just both. They play a great job defensively. We just got to be more careful with the ball, just being more solid. But give credit to them. And they play hard. They're really good today, and they're a really good team. So we just trying to play. We had to play 48 minutes, and they was out there, and they played better than us for the whole 48. They pulled away for sure at the end, but we just got to be better.
Next is Kahari Jones Jr. with the Los Angeles Sentinel and then Kellen Olson.
Hey, what's going on, Mikhail? I wanted to ask you, what does tough physical games like this do for your team, and how does it, build you guys for the future, like for playoffs and things of that nature?
Yeah, it's good. We just got to stay prepared, get used to it. We like it though. We love games like this. Obviously, we couldn't win, but we love playing like this where it's physical, it's going down to the wire, tough environment, tough team. But, we'll see them again and we're going to be ready. But, we got to focus on Saturday. It's the most important game because it's our next game. So we just got to, lock in, get some rest tomorrow and be ready for the Wizards on Saturday.
Final question is Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports.
Hey, Mikhail, you guys as a team had 30 trips to the foul line. It's not something you guys have done a ton of this year, but how does it help you guys when you get that high of a number at the free throw line?
Coach emphasized a lot that we got to get to the line more and just be aggressive. That's on us. Nothing to do with coach. I got to be the players. We just got to be aggressive, be physical, going to the rim and make plays. But it's definitely going to help us out. Especially, like you said, if we had turnovers, you can stop that because get our defense set, and we're a really good free throw percentage shoot team. So it's easy points. It's free points for us.
All right, Chris. First is going to be Dwayne Rankin, and then we'll have Kellen Olson.
Real quick, Chris. Obviously, you got two games. These last two games, and you talk a lot about learning experience and what can be gained from it. But you've been in a situation before. You have a lot of teammates that haven't. What are you hoping those guys gain from these last two games that can help you guys move the needle forward?
That game last night, it was a experienced team that's been together for a while, and I think we came out tonight with the right energy. That team over there got a lot of vets, guys who've been in a lot of situations. So, excuse me, I'm proud of how we competed. It's never any moral victories, but I think we can learn a lot from tonight.
Just a quick follow. You've been playing. You've seen Pat Beverly for years, and I just trying to figure out tonight, the play that you two had. And I'm just trying to figure that out. I mean, what do you make of that? Because it just threw me seeing it. I've watched him play for years. I'm just curious your thoughts on it.
Nothing. I mean, I'm worried about me. I was actually I played the game, you know what I mean? Like I knew that he was about to try to take a foul, so I jumped trying to get a three, trying to see if I could get 3 free throws. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Next, we'll go to Kellen Olson with Arizona Sports and then Gina Mizell.
Hey, Chris, last night you talked about this team needing more games like this, and it just seems like the younger guys, Mikal, Devin, Cam, DeAndre, have all responded to this well. You talked about being proud of your team. How have you liked the response from the younger guys in this new environment for them?
It's fun. It's fun. You know, this is why you play, you know, for the energy for these games. There's nothing like it. And we got to expect that, you know, for the rest of the season, this is what we're going to get from teams. You know, we still haven't proven anything to anybody yet. And I think we got a team where we try to prove things ourselves. We expect a lot from ourselves, and it's a great team to be on and a great group of guys to be around.
Next is Gina Mizell with Suns.com and then Nick Hamilton.
Hey, Chris, I'll piggyback off that last question and just say, can you even notice in games when like the wheels are turning with guys or things click with guys, like, okay, they're starting to get what it takes to win in these moments, to play well in these moments, or maybe even like earlier today when you guys are going over film? Like, I'm just curious if you're even seeing that like kind of happen in real time.
Yeah, it's the communication in the huddles. You know what I mean? I think DA had a play tonight where Book drove and he stepped right into it and got it. It's little things like that. And it's just the competitiveness. You know, guys are just, you know, it's different when you're in these situations. You know, guys may try to punk you or stuff like this. So you got to be ready to compete and be smart at the same time.
Final 2 questions are Nick Hamilton with iHeartMedia and Dave King.
Hey, Chris. First of all, just wanted to get your thoughts on what you saw. What was the difficulty that you guys faced, especially in the second half with that Clippers defense?
You know, they did a good job of shrinking the court, mucking the game up a little bit. Rondo came in and changed the pace of it. You know, he made shots, found guys or whatnot. So, you know, they beat us tonight. You know, they played well together. And yeah, we got another game on Saturday.
Final question is Dave King with Bright Side of the Sun.
Hey, Chris, you guys have won games this year without making a lot of threes. And tonight the Clippers obviously shot well and you guys didn't, but those were games where you kept the turnovers down. What happened there with so many live ball turnovers tonight? What do you think was going on?
Morris Twin actually tapped one away from me early, threw a couple away. Yeah, I don't know. I have to go back and look at the film. But like I said, we'll figure out what we can get better at.